Let me remind you, Ms. Zacchara, you are still under oath. Yes, Your Honor.
I'll get right to the point, Ms. Zacchara. Did you see Logan Hayes die?
Yes, I did. I saw my brother John kill him.
She's lying, Rick. None of this ever happened. Get her off the stand.
Ms. Zacchara, you say that you saw your brother kill Logan Hayes. Why did you not mention this when you were previously on the stand?
Nobody asked me.
When did you meet Logan Hayes?
When he came to work for my father, back in March.
And again, what capacity was he employed by your father?
He was an attendant, a bodyguard / chair pusher. My father's paralyzed from the waist down, so Logan was with him constantly. He was in a position to provide useful information.
And did you ask Mr. Hayes to share this information with you?
I did more than ask. I was having sex with him.
Sorry, just to be clear, you were having a sexual relationship with Mr. Hayes?
Yes.
Was this an isolated incident?
No, I started having sex with him a week after he started working for my father, and I continued to have sex with him until he was no longer in our employment.
But this is not romantic in any way, correct?
Not whatsoever. My father threw me out of the family business, and it's just not in my nature to shut up and go away. So I wanted inside access, and Logan was my key to that.
Did Mr. Hayes realize that you were using him?
Well, he didn't much care. He was using me, too. I mean, all he ever talked about was Lulu Spencer.
Objection, Your Honor.
I object, too. Are you going to allow this woman to expose lascivious and inappropriate behavior by that poor, misguided little girl?
Juror number 2, consider this your daily reminder to remain silent or be cited for contempt. Mr. Lansing, I will allow the testimony to continue, but please keep your client on point.
Yes, Your Honor. What was the context of Logan's repeated remarks about Lulu?
He was obsessed with her to the point of calling me by her name during sex.
And this disturbed you at all, this preoccupation with Lulu?
Yeah. I thought it was creepy. I didn't like it. But as long as he was giving me the information that I wanted, I put up with it.
And when does Mr. Hayes stop giving you information?
When Lulu Spencer walked in on he and I having sex. I was having sex with Logan in the garden shed when Lulu walked in on us.
And what was Logan's reaction?
Objection, Your Honor.
Goes to the mindset of Mr. Hayes in the days leading up to his death?
Overruled. Continue, Mr. Lansing.
Ms. Zacchara?
Logan was furious. He actually accused me of setting him up so that he would look bad in Lulu's eyes, which was completely irrational in the first place.
So he lost his temper?
Oh, he was scary. He didn't seem to care at all that Lulu was in love with my brother. You know, in fact, Logan was convinced, and he said that me and John were working together to sabotage his relationship with Lulu, and he was going to make us pay. So I said, Johnny, you got to use your influence with Dad. You got to use your influence to get Logan fired. But before Johnny even had an opportunity, Logan attacked him at the Metro Court Hotel. So,
Your Honor, 4 witnesses and myself saw the defendant attack Logan Hayes.
I'm sorry, is that an objection?
Yes, it is.
Would counsel please approach the bench?
Do you think she's telling the truth?
I think she'd say anything to protect her brother.
Carry on.
So, Ms. Zacchara, after the fight at the Metro Court Hotel, did Mr. Hayes remain in your father's employment?
my father fired him that night, which Logan somehow blamed on me as well. You know, here he was now with no job and no girlfriend, and it was my fault. But apparently he made one last desperate attempt to win her back by showing up at her office and hounding her there, but Lulu told him it's over. And he was angry. And he was bitter. And he blamed me. Logan showed up at my apartment and he was crazy. He was out of control and he tried to kill me. Logan had an axe that he got from one of those emergency fire cases. And he was hacking through my door, and I ran into the kitchen and grabbed a knife.
Did you consider calling 911?
I was just raised not to trust the police. I tried to call my father, but the battery was dead on my cell phone. I probably should have tried to run. I don't know.
Why didn't you?
I mean, there wasn't anywhere to go, you know? Where was it going to go? I couldn't get around him. So I figured I could back him off with my knife, which was really stupid because he was really, really out of control. I mean, he was crazy. And he was screaming at me that it was my fault, that I was the reason that he lost Lulu.
It's okay. Take your time.
I tried to get around him. And he just flung me off of him like a little rag doll. And the knife went flying out of my hands, and I was struggling. I remember I was screaming for someone to help me, but, you know, he was too big. And so he just pinned me down, and he was going to rape me. I started to unbuckle his pants, and all of a sudden he got up and he turned around, and I realized that Johnny was there. And Logan grabbed the axe and he went running after my brother with it, and John didn't have time to even think. You know, he just picked up the knife, and as soon as he raised it up into the air, Logan came running straight at it. He impaled himself on the knife. Logan was going to rape and kill me. My brother John saved my life.